Nioh 3 is finally upon us, and it's not just more of the same this time around. This time we are going open world. The mission structure has now been replaced with multiple open world style zones. It's not just empty space either. Style swapping is also a new major mechanic in the game, allowing players to swap between samurai and ninja playstyles, creating an even deeper combat system. I've been playing the game for quite a few hours now, and so I've got some first impressions. The game at its core is still the same Nioh. Loot-based armor and weapon builds, killing enemies, opening chests that explode colourful loot, and you end up with so much stuff you don't know what to do with yourself. In-depth combat systems using a ton of weapons with their own skill trees, builds and variations. The game can also be pretty difficult at times. In the previous two Nioh games, you take on missions of varying difficulty, which would end with throwing you back into the main menu to select the next mission. Nioh 3 has dived into the realm of the open world. Rather than having one giant open world with plenty of open dead space, we get multiple zones that are dense. Each zone contains a plethora of things to do. Enemy bases are dotted around the map, and although the game does now allow you to crouch and take the stealthier option to combat, it's not a stealth game, so you're not going to be insta-killing enemies and clearing bases this way. You will be fighting your way through these. It's just handy to get some big damage done or take out some of the weaker guys. Around the environment are also quests that will give you extra things to do and find, and places to explore, as well as these corrupted zones that will spawn a couple of waves of enemies before you can break the seal. Other than bases, we have plenty of little collectibles in the form of the returning Kodamas and hot springs with their new Shinjiko? I don't know how to say that one. These dudes apparently enjoy being target practice. Odd thing to enjoy, but they're cute enough. Something I do really love about this game is that when you've gotten a particular area to a certain level of exploration, it'll give you bonuses. The final one showing you everything in that zone, so if you've missed a hot spring or a Kodama, it'll just tell you where it is. Nioh 3 also adds a jump button, so exploration is just that bit easier. I like that these Souls games ditched the jump button because it was just the thing to do at the time, now reintroducing the jump button as if it's a wild concept. Did you see that? I just jumped. Exploration in Nioh feels super rewarding as there's always something to find around the next corner, and while it may not be something you need, you just get that little bit of dope hit when that box vomits up colourful items. And even if you don't need the items, you can break them down at the new Eternal Realm area at the blacksmith. This area is basically a little hub area. You'll find items in the world to spend on unlocking skills, enemies to fight to gain XP, textbooks to unlock crafting recipes for items. You'll always be finding useful things, and that to me is key to good exploration. If I'm finding stuff I'm constantly using rather than just clearing areas for the sake of it, it's good. The world itself looks fine enough too. Nioh's never been a super impressive game visually, and that's not to say it looks bad at all, it just goes for frame rate over super realistic environments. If you've played the previous games, you'll be used to the type of environments you'll be running into here. The game does offer sub-missions similar to the first game to refight bosses, explore areas with a new objective, that do act like missions from the first two games. The game seems to heavily encourage co-op play this time around, with multiple ways to go about it. Summoning, similar to the Souls games, or joining other players' expeditions which are just missions, but co-op. I haven't played too much of these, you kind of just have to be up for anything. I never had anyone join my expedition when I was trying it, when I was just playing some random missions in there. So I assume you gotta grab some friends or just hope someone joins you. The main change for combat is the introduction of the style swapping mechanic. Something I was a bit meh on when I heard about it, but in practice it's actually fine. Upon the press of a button you can swap between the samurai and ninja styles. The samurai style acts like traditional Nioh gameplay, with key management and key pulsing, while also using high, medium and low stances in combat. The ninja style is a bit different. It still plays the same, the major difference being you can't key pulse. Pressing the key pulse button now triggers a dodge that leaves an after effect, distracting enemies for a moment. They can also attack and dodge a bit quicker than samurai. The ninja is also the only style that can utilise ninja items like traps, kunai, and just a wide variety of ninja-esque items to annoy the enemy. Each style has their own weapons and armors to use, as well as access to their own skill trees. They also hold weapons a bit different too. I always enjoyed little things like this. One thing I did wonder about going into this is, can you ignore a playstyle if you have no interest in it? And sort of. You're always finding gear for both styles and upgrades for both as well. I mainly play the samurai and only really use the ninja going for ranged threats. Their ranged items here are incredibly helpful. Or I also use them for stealthing around, since they look cool doing so. So if you want to stick to just one style, you can, but you will be switching styles just because that's how the game flows. Obviously though, you can switch back as soon as you want to. Unlike the previous game, we no longer have the yokai form. We can still go into the living artifact mode where the character will go super for a bit to deal extra damage and just looks overall badass. When enemies glow red, that's your chance to use the new burst switch, which will counter the unblockable attack, stunning them for a moment and swapping your style, similar to the yokai burst from the previous game. You can still use the various guardian spirits in the game for different methods of attack, unlocking more moves the more crucibles you complete. Even though the game no longer has the yokai form, you can still gain the souls of the yokai. Now you can either use them in the yin or yang position. One will allow you to use the yokai as an attack like a Pokemon, while the other will allow you to use it as a buff with magic, using talismans like in the previous two games. The combat is still very much Nioh. It's just got some extra depth to it now. Nioh 3 upon first impressions is very good. The open world does actually add something here, rather than just an open world for the sake of it. The style swapping is well done and does add extra depth, and the other features from the previous games I enjoyed, like the yokai forms and abilities, aren't gone and forgotten, just changed to suit the new story and character. Nioh has been a pretty consistent series so far, with every game improving on the last and always creating a fun and challenging time. So thank you for watching, and I will see you next time.